everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Habiba. I am a registered mental health and substance use nurse living in Canada. I major in global mental health, and this has propelled the need to reach out to lots of individuals across the globe to promote their mental health and well-being. You all are welcome. It's PMH by Abby. So today's episode, we're talking about self-crush and Vals Day. How best can you improve your self-love on a Vals Day or any other day? Okay, this is something you can apply on Vals Day and any other day, honestly. And I'll start by saying those 6 tips. Number 1 will be setting boundaries. Number 2 is forgiveness. Number 3 is self-reflection. Number 4 is individual or independent engagement. Number 5 is self-protection. Number 6 is setting realistic goals. And lastly, self-care. So what is setting boundaries? Honestly, we were never taught about how to set boundaries growing up. Nobody will tell you this in school. There's no school of thought for this, but we learned it across, various areas of our lives. And I would say this is a very great aspect of promoting your mental health and well-being. It reduces your risk of going into toxic relationship, toxic interactions, or toxic communications. So setting boundaries is not just with your friends alone, but also your family members, your boss at work, and even all your professional colleagues at work, or wherever you find anyone in your circle. It's necessary to set boundaries so you can actually control those things you want to reach you or not to reach you in terms of your mental health. So the next one is forgiveness. We all goof. We all make mistakes. None of us is perfect. Sometimes we set some realistic goals for ourselves and we don't meet up, or probably even along the journey we make mistakes. It's okay. Sometimes it's important for us to have kindness and self-compassion for ourselves enough to understand that we are on that journey of growth, and every mistake is an opportunity for growth. The moment we start thinking about it in that way, we will be able to have some elements of forgiveness in us, and it gives us room to be able to grow from the past self we used to be. The next one will be self-reflection. Most times when things happen to us, I think most of us do it, but if we don't, it will be recommended that you try doing this. Always try and reflect on what has happened, why it has happened, what can I do to improve myself next time, how best can I address issues next time when things like this happen. I do that a lot, and it has always been helpful for me in my journey. Let's talk about self-reflection benefits. What are those benefits? Most times it gives you you get that lucid appearance of what is really going on, and it's very easy for you to be able to make a way to grow from it, because what it does is it gives you that space to be able to think logically. Your thought process is much more linear, and at the same time you're able to understand yourself more and explore who you are, what you are, and where you're going. So I think self-reflection is a very good thing. We use it professionally at work, generally with all our responsibilities at work. So I apply it at home and it works perfectly. It works in all areas of my life. So I think it's something I'll recommend anybody to practice often. So then individual or independent engagement. This has to do with things you would usually do on your own without anybody interfering. And these are not just things you do. Solution providers. What are those things you do to yourself to make yourself happy when you are in those down moments? What are those things you engage your mind with when you are unhappy and you don't want to talk to somebody, or you don't want to go out there? Some of us, we feel, when I'm bored, or when something is not going on well with me, I need to just go and hang out with my friends. What if your friends are not around? How best do you manage? How do you apply coping skills? The other part of it is some of us okay, I'm going to go on a vacation. But when you go on a vacation, you're going to come back to work, aren't you? You're going to come back to come and face the real. That reminds me of vacation I went when I was in school. And when I was doing my degree in England, I went for a 2 weeks vacation. I went to Paris. It was a very memorable one, by the way, and I loved it. Of course, I missed all the pressure I had in school at that time, because there was some normal life challenges I passed through when I was in school. And I thought, oh, this is a time for vacation, for self-care, treat myself right, pamper myself. And I did go for that vacation. It was in Paris. We went to Disneyland, Eiffel Towers. I went to Belgium. I went to Amsterdam. I went to Finland. I was just traveling the world. But honestly, I had fun and I liked it. But the point is, I went back to school after the whole vacation. I even went to Nigeria, yeah, I remember. So I went all the places, but I still came back to school. When I go back, I was like, oh my God, I'm back to this school again. Walk. Dissertation deadline. Like things, there were always deadlines. And it was like, oh my God, what did I sign up for? But then the truth is, we still ended up, graduating in a very beautiful way. We thank God. But I'm just saying, we just have to have things that we are doing to keep going, to make us happy, rather than just depending on the outside. So independence engagement is engaging within you and yourself and still being happy. So the next on my list is protection. Oh my God, we don't know how best it makes sense to protect ourselves until we start doing it, because you're the only one that knows yourself well enough to know I need to be guided and I need to be protected. Value that value inside of you enough to be protecting yourself. And that's about knowing the kind of people that come into your life. That's a fact, because you can't like everybody and everybody cannot like you. It's just the same way when you're in your workplace. There's some people you just don't like, and there's some people that just like you. And it's the same thing in your circle, your friend circle, your family circle. In your family, probably your brother is your best friend, or your sister is your best friend, or your dad is your best friend. So, but it's important for you, that individual, to be able to understand and recognize who serves you right, who is happy when you are in misery. You don't want to have such people around you, because you don't want to have a very bad self-esteem or emotional care. So if you want to have growth or good emotional wellness, surround yourself with people who support you during your downtimes. Understand those people who are genuinely there to support you and to keep you aware that things can always be better moving on. So don't stay with people that will consciously and knowingly tell you how bad you are. No, they're not good for your mental health. You don't want to stay with those people. Gladly, unapologetically delete those kind of contacts if you have them. And if you feel, oh, there are people you can do without, they're your family members, then you want to reduce contact with them. It is just for your mental health and your protection. Then the next one will be setting realistic goals. Most of us don't set realistic goals for ourselves. I remember last year I had so many things to do. I had a bunch of things to do, and I tried to meet up, but I still did not. Part of it was this YouTube. I couldn't do this YouTube. It was something I envisaged I was going to do last year, but it didn't happen. It just happened this year, as you can see. But then I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. It's not an issue. But what I'm saying here is, even if we set realistic expectations for ourselves, sometimes we don't meet up with those expectations. But it's okay. Let's embrace ourselves. Rather, let's focus on our wins and be happy with ourselves that, oh, at least I was able to do this. Compliment ourselves more. Buy things for ourselves to even say, yes, I made it. Thank Allah. Thank God. Thank what creator you have. Just make sure you're pleased with yourself in that context. And then the last one is self-care. That pampering. Please pamper yourself this Vals season. You need it more than anybody else. Please, it doesn't matter if you don't have anybody hanging around with you now. That doesn't matter. What matters is you. You can pamper yourself by going to the eatery. You can pamper yourself by going for a spa, fix your nails, fix your hair. Just make sure you feel the need. If you feel the need to do so, do it and feel happy with yourself. Thank you all for listening. It was very nice to have this out there. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll see you next time in one of my videos, and that will be coming in a few days time again. Thank you so much. Bye.